Hi guys, DevilHunterXYZ, and this is a movie review on the 2013 version of Carrie. And as you can expect, this is another remake of Carrie, being the second one. The original movie came out in the 1970s, and then in 1999 there was the sequel, The Rage, Carrie 2, and 2002 they made a remake of the original Carrie, and then here we are 11 years later, another remake of Carrie. And surprisingly, I actually did enjoy this movie. I mean, it's pretty much the same as what you expect. It's about as good as the original, in my opinion. So let's take a look at this. Well, for the summary of the movie, I'm not really gonna go too in depth of it. I mean, it's basically a remake, so if you really haven't seen the original movie, where have you been? But just to give a little quick rundown, this whole movie focuses on a girl named Carrie who has telekinetic powers. She gets picked on in school, and then, well, for this case, it happened to me after a whole swimming lesson. There's a shower scene that goes to, and Carrie mistakes her period as her bleeding to death. And then, of course, the girls make fun of her and then start filming her. Um, and then it kind of leads to this whole incident, and then Carrie's mother has to go, kind of save her. And then when they're back at home, uh, Margaret, Carrie's mother, believes that her first period was kind of a sign of sin, and since Carrie's mother is really religious and that type, she always urges Carrie to pray. And of course, Carrie never liked to really just think that everything she does is a sin. So it kind of leads to like a whole situation between Carrie and her mother. But anyway, afterwards, the coach found out about the whole shower incident and tries to remedy the situation by making them do all this extra work and then telling them that if they don't, then the girls won't be able to attend prom. And of course, one of the girls doesn't do it, and she wants to take revenge off of Carrie for this whole situation. And throughout the entire time, eventually one of the girls, Sue, felt guilty for the shower incident and persuades her boyfriend, Tommy Ross, to take Carrie out to prom, which eventually it happens. Tommy and Carrie do go on prom, and then of course Chris, the girl who was suspended, apparently takes revenge by dumping pig's blood on Carrie in front of the whole school, kind of humiliating Carrie. And then, of course, it goes to that famous prom scene where she unleashes her powers and kind of destroys the entire school. And, I mean, near the end, then Margaret, well, she knew about Carrie's telekinetic powers and believes she's nothing more than the creation of the devil and tries to kill her. And then it kind of leads to a whole final confrontation where Carrie kills her own mother, and then devastated by the loss, Carrie uh, pretty much destroys her house, taking her and and her mother with her. I mean, it's a pretty interesting story, kind of good plot. I mean, if you haven't really seen the original, I really suggest seeing that, and then kind of seeing this one. Kind of appreciate how they both kind of are similar in ways. Well, for the pros of the movie, there really is not much I can say. I mean, it's more or less the same movie. It's just taken into a more modern setting. Um, I mean, I think the only thing I could really praise is maybe the more use of Carrie's power, I guess. I mean, you see her using her power more often here than in the other movies. And, I mean, there was like a little bit of extra in the beginning of the movie that I could remember. They, like the first like 5 minutes of the movie, you do see Margaret giving birth to Carrie and believing her ready to be a sin, and she's about to kill her own child. So at least that's something new. Uh, Probably what strikes me the most is probably the gruesome deaths that you see in the movie. I mean, it's not as subtle as like the original movie. I mean, it kind of goes more deeper than that. Almost something you would expect from maybe a Final Destination movie. Well, for cons, there really wasn't anything I could say about that either. I mean, if I really had to think of something that I didn't like, would probably be the music. I mean, throughout the movie, there are just some parts that I kind of feel the music is a little bit out of place, kind of throws off the mood a little bit. I mean, I know it's trying to make it more modern, but at the same time, kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes it a little too awkward. And it's kind of hard to explain. You just have to see it to really understand it. Well, overall, this movie is pretty good. I mean, considering it's another remake of a good classic. And speaking of that, in my opinion, though, I kind of think this movie didn't really need to be made. I'm not saying it was bad, but I mean, it's Carrie. It's still the same plot, the same ideas, just taken to just a modern setting. I mean, it's overall just the same movie pretty much. And it's still good. I still I just didn't think he really offered too much. That's the kind of the whole deal. And for that, I would say I give it a final score of a 7 out of 10. And I highly suggest actually seeing it. I mean, it's pretty good. If you can't really get your hands on the original classic Carrie, I mean, go with this one. It pretty much follows the same movie. But this is DevilHunterXYZ, and until next time.